Welcome to Let's Play Wizardry 8. You asked for it, you're getting it. I want to see no more tears about that. Well, first of all, I want to tell you about the character creation of this game. This game is an RPG game where you have 6 characters you can create, and you have 2 more hirelings or NPCs, you could tell them. Well, they're not costing money like in Might and Magic 6 and the following, but the principle is pretty much the same. As well as the character creation here. When you do that, there's no more rolling dices. You pick a race, they have stats, and then you pick a profession, and depending on the profession you take, you have bonus points to spend. For example, if you make a fighter dragon, you have a lot of bonus coins because a fighter needs strength and vitality. Both have the dragon more than enough, so he has a lot of points left that you can spend on your own. On the other hand, if you make a dragon ninja, you will have only 5 points left to distribute about on your attributes. Well, for example, if you take, where is my special, a monk, you have a negative bonus. You can still make a dragon monk. The problem is, every time you level up, you get about 5 points to distribute about among the attributes. And as long as this point modifier here is negative, you're not gaining hit points when you level up. So it's very important to pick a starting combination that has no negative points. So what about the different character, how do you say, fighter, monk, whatever, about the how do you call them? Possessions? No, that's what you have in mind. Professions. There's the fighter. He is a normal fighter, you could say, and every character, every profession has his own special ability. For example, he may knock opponents out and berserk attack. A lord has better health regeneration and a dual weapon skill bonus. A Valkyrie can cheat death. That means if she's killed, she survives it somehow. Sometimes. A ranger, ranged critical hits, very good, and searches all the time. A samurai, fearless, there are many targets that can cast fear on you. And you have lightning strike, so you strike faster than your opponents. You have the ninja. He can make critical kills with thrown weapons, and he gets a bonus on critical kills. The monk, he is natural damage resistance. He needs that because he cannot wear any good armor. And he can still fight when he's blind. There are also many targets who can do blinding here. That is something that is very special on this game. The negative effects on you or the enemy parties are very strong and very important. So if you can, use the debuffs as often as you can. On the other hand, try to avoid being debuffed yourself, because that's very, very strong in this game. There's the Rouge, well, we all know that. Lockpicks, traps, that stuff. A Gadgeteer, that's a new class, even to Wizardy. You can import your characters from Wizardy 5 and 7, but there is no Gadgeteer in the games before this one. A Gadgeteer is, how you could say, a MacGyver type of guy. Like MacGyver, he can make items out of special parts, and he uses a gun that levels up with him. So he has an Omnigun, and every time he levels up, he gets better. That's quite impressive, if you ask me. That's the reason I will take Gadgeteers later on, but more to that. A Bard, he can use magical instruments. That's like spells, but you do not need mana for that, only stamina. Priest, well, dispel undead and heal. Alchemist, he can make potions while camping, and an alchemist cannot be silenced. Also, that's a very strong debuff of the enemy. A bishop, he can cast all the spells. The problem is he levels up really, really slow. And there are so many spells in this game that even a bishop has problems to to cast and select all the good spells. The psionic, as we all know, well, they're doing mind stuff and they're fearless and immune to mental control. Mage, well, casting and blasting people away. And we're back to the fighter. So now let's go to the races. We have the humans, no special abilities whatsoever. We have the elves, they have a bonus against mind spells and against air. We have the dwarves, they have fire resistance and a special dwarf damage resistance. That's not that high, sadly. We have the gnome, well, mind and earth magic resistance. The hobbit, mind magic resistance. They have all different attribute points, so if you want to make a rogue, for example, a hobbit might be a good choice. A fairy, well, that's a special character, special race, because fairies can use nearly none of the normal equipment, armors and weapons, and they're very, very bad at carrying things, but they make very good mages. Some even say they make good ninjas, well, but that's a special option. Lizards, slower magic power recovery, therefore they are immune to a lot of things, or resistant to a lot of things, but not to mind and clerical. We have the dragon. Well, you see, not very impressive here, but they have the breeze acid special ability, which means they can spread acid at the cost of stamina, and the only problem with this is it levels up with you. So a level 1 dragon does not do much damage, but a level 10 dragoon spitting acid does. The problem is it costs stamina, and a lot of that. A Felpoor, well, that's a cat, look for yourselves, they're incredibly fast. The raw wolf, well, that's this is the cat-like, and that's the dog-like. The Mook, this is the only spacefaring race. As you see, this is like the Might and Magic series. The Wizardy series lives in a world where there is highly advanced technology. There are spacefaring races here. And the Mook are the only spacefaring races so far. So, then we're done. Female and male makes no difference. Every one of these attributes you can click on, and for example strength, how much damage you do and what you can carry, intelligence, important for casting and picking locks, piety, well, your stamina and your spell points if you're a priest, vitality, life points of course. So dexterity, how fast you attack and how good you hit. Speed, how fast you are in combat, and as well for the swings of attack, how many times. Senses, well, that's all about firing, ranged attacks and finding things, as well as critical strike. Try to keep that in your mind. Then you see the secondary attributes, for example your hit points, your stamina, spell points. We have none as we have as fighter selected. Armor class, well, if we go to, let's say, a monk, and put up our, I think it's speed. Oh, we're not getting a real bonus at the moment. Perhaps if we would start the game we would. And carrying capacity, also very important. There are the skills that the character can take depending on the class, the profession. He has different kinds of skills at his disposal. Very important, the blue one gets a 25% bonus. For example, if we go to the gadget here, we will get 25% bonus on the modern weapon skill. Then you can distribute 5 points to this. As you have 15 points, you can only put 3 skills 5 points higher than they are normally for starting. Also, this affects your starting equipment as far as I know. What else is there to learn? You can switch classes. You can go whenever you level up and you meet the requirements in the stats and the attributes, you can switch classes. For example, if you're a level 1 roach and you have the attributes and you level up to level 2, you can say, oh, I want to become a gadgeteer. Where's the problem with that? Well, first of all the skills that the rogue has but the gadgeteer has not are frozen, so they're not advancing anymore. You can still use them, but they're not advancing anymore. And you cannot advance them by spending points on them. Furthermore, all the equipment that the rook has and can use, and the gadgeteer cannot, you can no longer use when you're a gadgeteer. Third in the line is that if you are a roach level 1 and you change to gadgeteer level 2, your next level is level 3 and not level 2 gadgeteer. So it's harder and harder to level up. So if you decide to change classes with level 15, it will take a long time for the level 14 rook and level 1 gadgeteer to get to level 2 gadgeteer. That was different in the old Wizardry games. There you were always starting from scratch again. And of course your special ability, this attack backstepping for example, and this locks and traps skill bonus, goes away if you change to the gadgeteer. I have a special plan in mind. What is that plan? I will pick 6 times the same class, the ninja, for starting. Why? Because the ninja has stealth, which is good to pump up your armor class. Critical strike, he is one of only 2 classes, if you count the ranger, and 3 classes that can learn. No, I'm talking crap. There's the monk with criticals, there's the samurai with criticals, there's the ninja with criticals, and there is the ranger with criticals. But the ninja is best in this, and best to train for that. Furthermore, the ninja has stealth, and the ninja has martial arts, and the ninja is able to be played with a dragoon race. For example, I could take a monk. I'm very sure the Dalai Lama will cry now, big crocodile tears, but it's a fact. Dragoons make miserable monks. See? Monk, dragoon, minus 15, no chance. Dragoon, ninja, 5 bonus points. Oh yeah, that's possible. So that's the reason I've taken ninja dragoon. A ninja, there are the different classes advance differently fast in this game. So a character that is only good in one thing, for example a mage or a fighter, they advance faster. For example, 1000 experience points, fighter levels up. All multi-class or hybrid characters, for example the samurai, who can cast at level 5 mage skills. When he reaches level 5 he can cast mage skills and can fight, only level up when they are at 1300 I guess. And the special characters that can do a lot of things, like the ninja, who can critical, who can fight, and who can cast alchemy spells at level 5, they only get up at 1600 experience points from level 1 to level 2 and so on. So we're starting with ninja because of the criticals, because it fits with our race, because of the stealth, and because it's a character that can at level 5 learn alchemist spells that cannot be silenced. That's for the ninja. When we reach level 10 we will change to the gadgeteer. Why? Because the gadgeteer is, in my opinion, the best ranged fighter because of his omnigun when he gets high enough in levels, and because, well, this class is new, and I thought of a more seal-like playing style. You know, we advance on the planet as a ninja, undercover, stealth, pre-beachhead mission, and then when we cleared up the situation we will put out the guns and rock the world with modern technology. That's the idea. We're taking all dragoons or dragons. Why? Because they all can spit acid, which most people or most enemies are not immune to, and it does good damage. It's very good for starting, and the start is very, very hard in this game. What more is there to say? I will repeat some of this in the episode 1. This is the creation episode. In the episode 1, so if you have not seen this, well, it's not important to you because you have not listened to this, what I'm saying. Nevertheless, this is Wizardry 8, so this is a world where magic and modern technology exists. We are accompanying Mook as his bodyguards, and we are shot down by the Dark Savant. And we will see each other on the beach in the wreckage of the ship in search for our master and companion and for a way to rescue the world from the Dark Savant. More of that in the first episode of Let's Play Wizardry 8.